That's all you can ask
All right,
for.
it should be on YouTube now, I
Bro.
guess.
It's very entertaining.
Hello,
It's just
hi,
it's fascinating more than anything. It's just very fascinating.
everyone.
He just
Something that was really
There,
funny
it's live.
when they oh hello.
Hi. Sorry.
Something that was really
Finally.
funny. Something that was really funny when it was shown in my theater was
We're live now.
every single movie that was playing at my theater had a poster except for Father Stew because I guess they didn't have one or they lost theirs, so they literally just like printed out the poster on like a small piece of paper and then just put it in like the frame outside the theater.
That's awesome.
I mean, View in the UK are only showing Father Stew in select theatres. You're looking at like it's like my nearest one was Bristol, which was about 2 hours away from me. The next nearest after that was London, and the next nearest after that was Edinburgh. So like we were barely showing this, and as I said, the only viewings were 9:30 in the morning and 9:45 p.m. And I didn't really fancy because this movie's 2 hours long as well. I did not fancy driving home
I
at
don't
midnight.
know why. Is it even notable enough to be like mentioning at all? I don't understand why anyone's in this hangout is even talking about it.
Me neither.
It's a why. Did anybody watch it?
I was just wondering if anybody else had seen it.
I saw the trailer. I forgot about it.
It's not a movie that I would have. It's nobody else is talking about it. You know, nobody's ever gonna watch it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So like, let's talk about a better movie now. The Scooby-Doo movie written by James Gunn. I rewatched it last night.
I haven't seen it since I'm like a kid or whatever.
Yeah, apparently I saw it when I was like really young. So I was like, when I just saw it on Hulu last night, I was like, all right, I'll just put it on just to see what I remember, and it was absolutely atrocious. I think I gave it like a 1 out of 10. Like the CG for like Scooby-Doo was just so horrible. It was just so hideous to look at. But yet the movie cost 85. The movie cost like $85 million to make.
Which movie is this?
The Scooby-Doo movie from 2002. It's one of the cheapest. It's one of the cheapest looking movies I've ever seen. I'm not even exaggerating. But
does it look cheap because it's just like aged poorly though?
I think it's just
aged poorly. I guess, but like also the sets and all that look really cheap and bad.
Yeah.
It's like if you guys are gonna.
The live action movie. Oh yeah, forgot about that one.
Yeah, since Adam did like a commentary for like the live action Cat in the Hat movie, I'm kind of interested to see if a commentary for the Scooby-Doo movie would make sense.
I don't know.
That might be funny.
It's not on the top of my list.
Yeah. Or how about a commentary for the Grinch movie with Jim Carrey? That would be a good.
No.
That would be a good.
Those movies are kind of a guilty pleasure for me. Like,
shitty comedies don't do that well for like, you know.
Well, I'm just
saying,
like,
if you,
I don't know. I want to pick things that I'm like, that I would feel like a new experience kind of thing. I think most of the ones I've done were movies I haven't seen before. I don't know if I've done a commentary for a movie I've seen before.
You've seen The Grinch before?
Yeah, when I was younger.
One? Have you seen Lady in Water?
I had, but it had been long enough that I was like re-experiencing it.
Okay.
Would you say the same for The Grinch, or no?
Well, there's nothing about what I remember about it to make me feel like I should re-experience it.
I don't
rewatch.
It's like if you, I'm looking at the thing about the walkthroughs, the reactions were. They were all like movies that were like they were being completely serious and they're unintentionally funny. Like the Twilight movies are taking themselves so seriously that it's just funny. Like they're so bad.
Yeah,
like, that's what I think more we look for is that you could focus on. I think that's what you already focus on, to be fair, isn't it, Adam? Like just movies that are they take themselves very seriously, but they're unintentionally hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Adam watches Darman or watched Darman.
Yeah.
Something that I just thought of something with a lot of those like live action movies from like cartoons. Are the ones that are like super old, like the early 2000s, are they more appealing to watch compared to like any of the same kind of movies that are being released today. Like,
Hmm.
is it, like just watching the old like Scooby-Doo live action movies, are they more appealing than like the Marmaduke live action movie, or for example?
There's a bit more to the Scooby-Doo one than there is to like Marmaduke, because there's not a lot you could do with Marmaduke, like from what I can tell. But
Well,
like,
I mean, there's like a level of like nostalgia from like those types of old movies, like the Scooby-Doo ones. Like most of us have seen it as kids, and we remember them
Yeah,
either
I
liking
have.
it or not liking it too much, and then we look back at it in like in retrospect and with like a different point of view, where it's like, oh, that's what that's what movies were trying to do back then. They were trying to go from like normal cartoons to live action, and nowadays like we're still doing that, but it's just not as appealing.
Yeah, I don't know. It could just be nostalgia too.
Yeah.
I think it's like
Yeah,
people. It's like, I know a lot of
guess.
people that have like they love the Scooby-Doo movie from 2002 because of like, firstly, how I think it's intentionally it's a bit self-aware. I mean, I'd hope it was self-aware of how bad it was and so on. Like the
I don't know.
jokes are pretty lame.
Who
Matthew
knows?
Lillard though, like
It's a
Yeah.
very bizarre movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who knows? Because like I just rewatched it last night. And I didn't really get the sense that it was self-aware at all. Really, it
Also,
was
this is
just
the first time. This is the first time I'm realizing that it was directed by James Gunn. You said?
no,
was
it
it
wasn't
written? I think it was
directed.
written by James.
Yes,
Gunn.
the screenplay.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why it looks so uncanny.
Yeah, who knows?
Has anyone seen Men this weekend? Or is it this weekend?
It is
I'm not
this
sure.
weekend. I haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
it opened today.
I don't
Seriously,
really.
I'll be seeing that this week.
I
haven't
would
been-
be seeing it today, but I'm still testing positive for COVID, and I don't want to give it to other people. So
Oh, I'm sorry.
you're
There's
fine.
a really funny post on the A24 subreddit where somebody took a picture in their AMC theater that said, "I'm about to go see
saw it,
Men," and it was
yeah.
just it was just a picture of the outside of a men's room.
No.
I haven't really liked Alex Garland's other movies, but I do really like Jesse Buckley, so that's kind of what's making me excited for it.
Yeah, exactly.
I stand
like,
Jesse Buckley.
Because like after watching I'm Thinking of Ending Things, which also starred Jessie Buckley, I definitely like her to. I definitely really enjoy like watching her in like another kind of weird psychological horror movie. Right? It seems like she's really good at that.
I don't. Yeah, I
really
mean, like
seeing
I'm
her in
still just
that.
kind of like watching her grow. I don't know. I haven't. We'll see what happens. She's been good in things. I haven't been like blown away yet.
I'm looking forward to Rory Kinnear's performance as well. Like he's a great actor. It's like he's more of like because I'm from England, I see him a lot more in like BBC shows and stuff like that. So like he's a really good actor, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he could do with this in this story because it looks really interesting.
Kiki, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you were planning on seeing the new Gaspar Noé sometime soon.
Yeah, I'll catch it when I catch Men. So as soon as I test negative for COVID, so probably next week.
You're talking about
Yeah,
the new Gaspar Noé movie?
Yeah,
Vortex.
It's playing in Vancouver right now, so
I saw it. It was really just spectacular in my opinion.
okay, good.
Yeah, it's honestly probably my favorite of his.
Yeah,
like, I really
it
like
seems
how
like
he
a
handled
different
cinematography.
change of pace, but I'm down
Like,
for it.
change of pace, maybe, but it didn't feel like. Sorry.
No, you go first. My bad.
Yeah, it didn't like not feel like a Gaspar Noé film.
Yeah,
like,
I have an
liked how it
idea.
used, like how it used like long cuts, and especially with the subject matter, you can really tell that it comes from someone who understands how like it's.
You're kind of breaking up. I don't know if your mic cut off. Up.
Oh, poor Kiki. But like one thing I'd like to kind of ask people about Vortex is that you know,
Sorry,
right when
my
I like
balls.
so, you know, it seems really visually interesting, but like after watching the trailer, I am kind of worried that it might be a little too derivative of movies like Michael Haneke's Amour, which are
I
about
don't.
that same
Yeah, I
subject
don't want to
matter.
speculate too
It's-
hard on something I'm about to watch next week. I would
The
rather
film-
not. I'm sorry.
I mean, I wasn't really thinking when I watched it. I wasn't. Really
I don't want
thinking
to.
of
I don't want to
Michael Haneke.
hear these things when I'm gonna watch it next week. I'm sorry. I
That's
want to
okay.
leave myself as open to it as
Yeah.
possible, without
I'll just say that
expectations.
I would say that I thought, well, I didn't enjoy it because it's Gaspar Noé. It was hell to some degree, but it was also really well made, and I really loved it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I will be trying to catch it next week, and as long as I test negative for COVID sometime soon, then I can do that. Otherwise, I don't
You
know.
got
I
any
might-
symptoms or something?
Yeah, still, just like fatigue and like mucus, like congestion and sneezing sometimes, and it's mostly gone, but I'm still testing positive, so I don't like I guess technically still contagious, I guess, so I don't want to.
Does anybody have any movies that like get played in your theaters that it seems like they should not be in theaters anymore, but they're still being played?
Fucking Northman.
Well, I was gonna say The Lost City is still playing in my theater for some
That's
reason.
funny.
I don't know
Batman
how long
is still playing in mine, and it's been 2 months now.
I'd imagine people are still watching the Batman just because.
We still have everything everywhere all at once.
I remember the Spider-Man movie like took months to stop being played in the theaters, even though I think it was out on digital at the time. It was still like doing really well that they played it in theaters.
Well, for a theater near me, it took them a while to get the rights to show their Spider-Man, so they didn't start to show Spider-Man, so they didn't start playing it until like a month after the film was released.
Yeah, it took a while for my theater to get everything everywhere too. I was really hoping I was really going to be upset if I couldn't get it and it was already out on digital. But when I went to ask them like, "Hey, are you going to play this movie?" and they said, "Oh yeah, we have the poster, so probably," and then they played it. I was happy.
They announced it 4K.
The new movie Memoria by that Apichatpong where Sethical.
Yeah,
it's somehow getting a never-ending release date.
Yeah, that's
theatrical
what I heard.
release date.
Yeah,
and I really don't get why that happened.
Because
So
they're
that's really
stupid.
weird.
It's
Yeah, I
just
think
it's just to be
pretty funny.
weird. That's it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty funny that like the theatrical release date for Memoria was like April 1st. Like April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's supposed to be like a meme, like stock sound effect in it.
Oh,
and
really?
that's the only thing I know about them. Yeah, that's the only
kinda
thing I know
funny.
about the movie, other than Tilda Swinton is in it.
Yeah. Apparently, it's playing in Toronto right now. I saw some show times for like the TIFF theaters or whatever. But yeah, I'm just.
Yeah, Adam, where did you see Everything Everywhere? Because it seemed like you were able to see it before it was out everywhere in the United
I
States.
saw an advanced press screening in Atlanta that just happened to be there while I was in town. And I barely
nice.
got
Very
it, and I was like very, very front row, like super, super far up. Yeah,
Was it a
otherwise
good view or...
I would have had to have waited a couple weeks, and then by the time my video was out, was like people were already seeing it. But I was able to at least tweet about it before everybody else.
Yeah, because I was like, it's only been playing like big theaters or big cities in the United States. I don't know if there's any like releases in Canada or anything.
It's doing the same thing in the UK. It's only showing in like certain big cities in the UK as well. My nearest viewing was in Bristol again.
Fucking release it everywhere, all at once.
All at once?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
I mean, it's like I was. Really,
I can tell because you have your profile pictures are just like different screenshots.
Yep.
I've seen all of the frames of that sequence. It's pretty. It's cool that people have compiled them now.
This one is my favorite, though. This one is by far my
That's a really good frame.
I can't imagine how many days or like how many like different places they had to go to like either take like a short video or take a screenshot or a picture of like every single place that they had to get all those frames in. Like,
it is just my favorite movie, honestly.
Yeah.
I can't name a movie that I like more.
Yeah, this is. I mean, it really connected with people in a good way. It
wasn't. I felt kind of mixed when I first saw it, but then I saw it again, and well, I still really liked it when I saw it, but then when I watched it again, knowing what it was and know what I was getting into, I kind of fell in love with it.
The only thing that it kind of, and this is probably just a me thing because I'm aware that the movie's fairly low budget, but it feels like for most A24 films I've seen, the locations that they film in are like very limited. Like most of the movie takes place in like one building for everything everywhere, even though there's like different shots of like, you know, now they're in the woods or now they're in the what do you call it? The dry cleaners? No, I can't remember what it's called.
Laundromat.
Yes, laundromat.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you. And I mean, most of the movies that get released by A24, that's the whole point. Like Lighthouse, for example, pretty obvious, but I don't know. Just something I kind of noticed when watching the movie is like most of the plots like taking place in just one area, and not because like when I was watching The Northman, it's like I could feel like we were moving to different areas of.
I feel like
I mean,
everything
it's
everywhere.
realistic.
It was. I mean, it didn't feel stale to me. It felt like there was a lot.
No! I'm not trying to say it felt stale. It's just that it
even visually
kind of feel like, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, Evelyn's life is like kind of supposed to be the most blasé kind of thing you can imagine. And most of your life, you're just going like back and forth between whatever place.
Yeah, I saw it again like literally last week, and I still want to see it for a third time. Like I really loved it so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably it's not a huge issue for me personally, but just something I kind of noticed.
I don't even really see it as an issue.
I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel like it was really stagnant location-wise at all.
Yeah.
It was like it made sense for like the budget. It did, but it wasn't like Cube or anything.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They did everything they could to make it feel less stagnant, less like low budgety, which I would definitely appreciate.
Yeah.
Again, not a huge criticism, just kind of something that I personally noticed from like think about it. I don't know.
Sure. Boards of Cinema, you have your hand up. What's up?
Yeah, I'm curious if anyone here has seen the trailer for the new George Miller film, 3,000 Years of Longing, because in some ways it does feel a little similar to Everything Everywhere All at Once, both with the visuals and kind of with the story as well.
Is George digging on multiverses now?
Oh yeah, it stars Tilda Swinton, and I know you'd like that. You know, that's cool. So anyway, I think it's about this woman who finds this accidentally lets a genie free from this bottle, and at first it
really? That's like what it's about?
Yeah, but then
I haven't watched the trailer, so I don't know.
Yeah, but the reason why I was saying it kind of felt similar to Everything Everywhere All at Once is because, the stories are basically about like all the different lives she like wants to be in and all that, and like that.
I'm not sure I want to know all of this because I avoid trailers to not have
I'm spoiling
information.
Sorry.
It's the reason I don't watch trailers for things I know I'm going to watch anyway. So
it reminds me of Everything Everywhere All at Once because they're both movies.
Jesus.
True that.
I just got this vacuum sealed maple smoked salmon nuggets, and this is like not at all what I was expecting.
It's gonna be a mukbang stream now.
Well, yeah, I gotta get my food while I can.
I can't wait to get paid.
Same.
I need more sushi.
I just need more.
Okay, that's pretty good.
I need more chocolate.
On the front of it, it shows like actual nuggets, like it's like they're like big chunks or whatever. But inside, it's like one connected patty basically that I have to like pick away at with my fork, which is like weird. And I'm spilling it on my leg.
Did they
it looks
all
like
did they all fuse together?
It was never. I don't think they were ever individual nuggets. I think they just lied on the front.
It was just maybe it was like one big patty that they just cut into smaller pieces.
I don't know what's going on. Something's fishy about this.
I noticed another way that EA are being greedy bastards when it comes to money.
Oh.
On PC, you can get EA Play on both Origin and on Steam.
But
however, if you get it on Origin, it won't give you the access to the games that you want on Steam. Like, for example, I want to play the F1 2021 game, but you can only play on it if you buy the EA Play on Steam. But if you paid for so you have to pay for 2 subscriptions for EA Play on one PC to get access all of their games.
That sounds annoying.
So like, and yeah, it's only specific games. Like, if you get the EA Origin one, you have a lot more games you could choose from the EA Play. While the Steam one, it's very limited what you can do, but it has exclusive games on that. So you're just like, you're demanding I pay you not $3.99, so $3.99. So that's £8 a month I'm having to pay for this, plus £8.99 on my PS4 Pro if I've got that as well. So you're asking for like nearly 20 quid a month with all my other gaming and stuff. Fuck you, EA.
EA stands for extremely annoying.
Extreme assholes as well.
Welcome, Josh. Hello.
Hey,
Welcome.
nice meeting you, man. I've always been a big fan.
You as well. Thank you so much. Ohana, you have your hand up. Hello.
Yes, I do. Hi again. So I'm assuming this is a no, but out of curiosity, it was brought up a while ago when I was here. Did you ever get to watching the Netflix series, which was the short story one that was inspired by Reddit users?
What was it called? Probably not. But
Let me see.
I would have to say probably not, but
Yeah, the one I said was really bad, so it was amusing.
oh. What year was it?
Let me pull it up quick.
It's definitely in my watch list, but
Yeah.
I remember of this, but I don't think I've seen it. If it's 2016, I'll be watching it soon. If it's not, I will be watching it eventually. This is basically how things are going.
Yeah. Short.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm looking it up quick.
It's okay. I'm just spilling food all over myself. So I'm not doing
I mean, I
anything important.
personally think that's inspirational.
Very relatable.
Yeah. I don't like that it was just, it's not, I saw the picture on the package and it looked like something I wanted and I open it and I'm like, this is not what I want. I hate that.
That's funny.
It's like
That's
so
weird.
misleading.
Oh,
Because I've had nuggets that look like this and they're awesome.
I like your
They're just not like freeze dried. I'll have to pick some up at a real place at some point. But I don't want to go to the grocery store and infect everyone with Brovid.
I mean, you can always dream of them, but
Of the nuggets?
yeah, of the nuggets, like just manifest them. That's what I do.
Just close your eyes and pretend the food that you're eating are those nuggets. There we go.
Exactly. It's 2-sentence horror stories, by the way, from 2019.
Yeah, I have not seen it yet, but I will.
I had some crazy wings before I got on the stream, man. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings and they had these spicy Dorito flavored wings.
Oh no. That is a very America thing.
Yeah, totally.
Just combining foods that just not supposed to.
Well,
combine.
yeah, now Doritos is like a
everywhere.
It's I mean, yeah, it's like a seasoning now instead of like it's a chip. It's a seasoning.
Remember when Burger King had those Cheetos and like mac and cheese like
Ugh.
curds. It was
I
really
believe
disgusting.
I believe it. That is something that we would do, you know.
Look, I'm an American. I love American food, but sometimes American food is really bad and really gross.
Well, corporate food, it's corporate, like straight up, you know, like
At
an
least
advertisement.
At least for
Also-
the American food, when they release like fucking it's like exclusive foods and stuff, it's actually, and it's like you actually look at it and go, okay, that's actually exclusive. In the UK, all we do is just double things up. So you just get, oh, you want a Big Mac? How about a double Big Mac? That's all we get. Like double Big Mac. We get the big tasty with barbecue, which is just a quarter pounder with a bit of extra fucking salad and barbecue sauce on it. Oh, thanks, McDonald's. Really,
I personally
really
don't
helping
like
us out here.
exclusive foods. I just hate exclusive foods because, like, what if you like it and then you want it again, but it's gone forever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just disappointing.
If it's made with the food that you can get from the grocery store, you can always just make it at home and
But
then
it's
realize
never
that
the same.
Yeah,
it's
never the same.
Like that one time Taco Bell released those I don't know if you guys remember this, those black tacos that were just normal tacos that were just black. God, I miss those.
Hey, Doritos was also a part of Taco Bell. They made the shells that were Dorito shells.
They still do that, but they got rid of the ranch.
So I'm gonna
Didn't Burger King do something where like they turned their ketchup green for Shrek?
That's fun.
That was back when they really innovated with those exclusives.
So I realized the other day that there is a dessert that people outside of Canada aren't aware of, so I'm going to share it. It's called a Nanaimo bar. And I was just looking up for like a wiki page or whatever, just to like show you what like a recipe. And one of the first results was from Nanaimo.ca. And so Nanaimo is a town in BC, and they love that Nanaimo bar, because everywhere in Canada you can get like a Nanaimo bar. Everybody knows what a Nanaimo bar is in Canada, but I guess this town is just like, we have nothing else going on. We are known for this candy basically. And so I posted that in the chat. It's really good, and I would
heard of these.
I would recommend, if you're into like baking or whatever, just make them yourselves. They're like super good. Like you can just they're really easy, like homemade shit. Like everybody who's ever cooked anything can cook a Nanaimo bar.
I hate coconut.
The USA, they're called prayer bars.
Prayer bars?
Prayer bars. This is a variation known as prayer bars. It's also popular in the
There's
Midwest.
no way.
That's
I'm sad now. Prayer bars?
It's so American.
That's like calling
as
freedom
well.
fries. That's like calling French fries freedom fries.
That's so disgusting.
I like
what the hell?
Oh,
why did you teach me this?
It might be false, you know.
No, I just looked up prayer bars, and I'm looking at something that looks like a Nanaimo bar.
Okay.
Oh no!
Like, why the fuck? That's disgusting.
I like how this image for the Nano bar looks like a movie poster. It's like featuring graham crumbs, coconut and cocoa, sugar and butter, custard middle, and chocolate layer.
Oh my god, it's exactly alike.
I'm actually just disgusted. Why would you change the name to prayer? Like, just so if someone finds it delicious, they don't have to learn that another city in another country exists. Like, couldn't have them possibly. I can't explain to my kids what Nanaimo is. We can't have that.
Explain. You have to say prayer bar.
It's like
I'm so sad.
Pop.
Prayer
if you have to
bars.
do that, then we have to explain Canada exists.
What
So
the
do you want to
I'm
explain
so
Canada
mad.
exists?
Wait.
Same fucking energy. It's the same energy as like, oh, we can't teach kids what rice balls are, so we'll pretend they're eating
jelly donuts. America is very upsetting.
Why do you have to change
prayer
everything?
bars? Prayer.
If you don't like it, you just change it. It's like if you don't like something.
What's wrong with Nanaimo bar? What's wrong with that?
Yeah,
I will say.
I've worked out they can't say Nanaimo.
As an American, America also upsets me. So
it's because they can't see Nanaimo.
There's nothing wrong with Nanaimo bars.
I will say, because I'm 2 hours away from the Canadian border, I have heard of them. But that's the only reason.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I know I came in a little late. I don't know if you guys had already talked about Men. I just watched it last night.
We are avoiding the discussion because I am unable to
okay.
see it until I'm testing negative for COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go back to prayer bars. I finally found out why they're called prayer bars.
Because it's America and people pray there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it says the recipe for these no-bake bars is from a 60s church fundraising cookbook. So that's why they're called prayer bars.
Oh.
That's a lie.
Oh yeah, so you don't even have to bake it. Well, let's find out.
No,
you know,
just have to pray it.
every popular food item is like disputed with origin of like 2 places. Like the California roll, there's like a Japanese sushi chef in Vancouver that's like, I made that. Even though you would think that it's California, but we don't know because it's disputed. And there's like literally 2 people saying, I made that. Right? Apparently Canada invented basketball, like that's disputed. Let's see. I'm going to look this up. Voice crack.
I mean, like, yeah, I think that backstory of like it was
okay.
60s textbook. That's just the Americans covering their asses.
Basketball was invented by a Canadian while he was teaching in Massachusetts.
You're talking about Dr. Naismith? Is it Dr. Naismith?
James Naismith in 1891.
This is kind of like how pizza, or like how pizza was originated. Like, wasn't it like an Italian going to America and then he made pizza there, and now it's considered like an American food?
Yeah, New York. He was.
Oh, this is so funny. Sorry, I'm looking at like just underneath on Google. There was one of these like pre-filled questions. What sport did Canada invent? And then one of the pre-filled answers is the Canadian invented sports: lacrosse, basketball, 5-pin bowling, which is just like. If you didn't invent bowling, like which one came? Is this just a variation? Ringette and wheelchair rugby, which is like another one of those like if you didn't invent rugby, did you really invent wheelchair rugby?
I love the way that the reason that rugby is like they got the name rugby because it got developed at the town of Rugby.
Oh,
that's
funny.
The only reason they called it rugby.
Well, it's like in Nanaimo bar.
They were playing a game of football, and apparently it's like, and I can't remember the guy's name, but he just picked up the ball and just started playing rugby instead, and they developed rugby, and that's why the majority of the rugby clubs are called rugby football clubs, because it was just a variation of football, and then it became its own sport. But yeah, it was called rugby because it was developed in the town of Rugby.
Gotcha. It's actually a town.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say we had a town by where I lived. It was called Tuxedo, and that's where the tuxedo was invented.
Yeah, you don't even have to bake a Nanaimo bar. It's a no-bake dessert.
Easy.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam, just out of curiosity, I know you don't really watch sports all that much, but as a Canadian, have you ever seen American football? And what do you think of it compared to like other sports?
I've never. I'm a bit confused on like all of the rules for American football. So I've never like. I've socially watched games with people of hockey. I've socially watched basketball. I've like been to a basketball game socially. I've been to a baseball game. Football, I have never really. I'm aware of it. I've bet on football, but I'm not like familiar with it. To like
it's definitely one of those games where like there's so much going on like that. If you've never watched it very often, then you probably are really confused. The easiest way to just understand is that you have to get a ball like past 10 yards.
Yeah.
In 4 plays, otherwise you have to turn over. Which is the most
I think I get the basics at least.
Yeah. Everything else is like you don't know what an incomplete pass is. You don't know what like offsides is or whatever. Or I mean, you probably understand what a false start is, but everything else, it is kind of confusing. I feel like it's not nearly as confusing as other sports might be because
there's some things in like hockey that are confusing too.
I find American football just to be unnecessary admin upon unnecessary admin upon unnecessary admin. There's just so many. Yeah, it's just confusing at the end of the day because you just don't know what the fuck's going on most of the time. And it's just the problem I have with it stops and starts so many times.
Yeah,
it's like they do about 10 seconds and then they go back to like, okay, we're now doing another 2 minutes.
You know,
for the next play, you're just like, I can't be asked this.
I will say though, I think the most confusing sport to watch, personally at least, is cricket. Like,
never watched
that. Like that one.
I've
scene
never tried.
From, that one scene from, what was it called? Fantastic Mr. Fox. Where like they intentionally make it like so confusing. Like that's what watching cricket's like to me.
Cricket is awful to watch.
I was thinking about this literally just like yesterday. About I was reminded of the fact that in hockey there's just parts of the game where like two players will just have a fist fight, and it's not like it's not like in the rules that's a part of the game, but they just let it happen. And it's so common that they put it in the video games where like in the NHL games, you can just get into a fist fight with another player for just because. And it's like, that doesn't happen in any other game. Like there's no other sport.
The best part, aka the best part of the game.
You just hockey players fist fighting each other.
Actually, you know, you
because they're mad.
Something else.
Because they're babies.
So, yeah, you just reminded me. There was actually a point in the NHL where I forget the exact year that this happened, but there was a year where they changed the rules as onto how you can fight each other, and you have to keep your helmets on while you're like throwing fists at each other. But there was a loophole in the rules where you were not allowed to take off your own helmet, but you are allowed to take off somebody else's helmet. And so there's a really funny video where two players are about to have a fight. Before they start, they walk up to each other and take each other's masks off. And then once they're gone, they start throwing punches. It's so funny.
That's funny.
I can find a video of that.
I never understood it's like, because all of EA sports games were all rated 3, apart from NHL games, which was rated 16 plus.
Because you punch each other in the face.
Yeah.
Right.
Even the boxing games were rated 12, and I'm like, what? Where's the what?
That's funny.
It reminded me that I said that that's the best part of the hockey game. Like, you guys reminded me kind of a little bit of NASCAR and like racing, where it's like people want to see the crash kind of, which is horrible to say, but totally true. Like, I don't know if you guys watch like F1 or any of that stuff.
No.
I'm a big F1 fan. I find F1 just hilarious, with like the fact that about 5 or 6 of the drivers have paid their way into F1, and yet they can't fucking drive to save their life, and they're always crashing. I'm just like,
it's definitely better than NASCAR, but yeah.
Yeah, like, it's F1's just entertaining for that perspective, where you're just watching and like, well, I mean, this guy span out, and he said over the radio, "I don't understand." To which everyone, "We do. It's because you're shit. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. You just paid your way into because your daddy's the owner of the fucking F1 team. That's the only way you got in." Like, F1's fucking corrupt as fuck, but it's funny as fuck to watch. Like, there's politics, all the stuff all the time. It's funny as fuck.
Do you like Lewis Hamilton or no? Or
I hate Lewis Hamilton. I think he's a stuck-up dickhead. Absolute stuck up his own ass.
Okay.
Though I do respect that. Or was it the FIA, the Formula One body, are trying to ban jewelry, and he's one of the main people to battle this. And in his recent interview, he wore 4 necklaces, all gold or silver and diamonds, had a ring on each finger, and had 3 watches on.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Like, that's the sort of petty disrespect to the rules that I can kind of respect. Like, just absolute pettiness to the fucking shithousery to the max. It's great.
I can't. I'm still like just upset at the prayer bar.
Did you see?
We're
I'm
back
like
to
looking
the
it up
prayer
right
bar,
now.
everybody.
I'm proud of that, man. I found that.
You can't get over it, huh?
That's awesome.
I put something I think you'll like in the chat, Adam. That one, I made that just for you.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm gonna
like a meme. It's like the 2 Spider-Mans. Oh yeah, great meme.
Nice.
Hold on. I'm gonna see if it'll let me open this. Oh, there we are. Okay, that's funny.
There we go.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Prayer bar.
I'm just like, well, I'm trying to find like a more definitive thing. So like the thing that I was looking at, the Canadian Encyclopedia.ca. It was talking about the Nanaimo bar origin, and then it mentions prayer bars, and it says there's a variation known as prayer bars, popular in the American Midwest. But I want to know like when did that start? Like which one was first? Clearly, I mean, I'm led to believe Nanaimo bars came first, but now I want to know.
Oh God!
Like if I met a Midwestern and I showed up and I was like, oh, Nanaimo bars, they'd be like, no, that's prayer bars, and I would try to convince them, and I'd say that's a variation of a Nanaimo bar, and you just ruined the name, but they wouldn't have that, right? So I want the real information. I need to investigate.
I'm just imagining somebody like, hey, would you like a prayer bar? Actually.
Yeah.
Right. But it's like I think you're gonna have one of those documentaries in the future where it's gonna be
Kimba
a Nanaimo bar or is it prayer bar first?
Yeah.
We've asked unbiased sources.
Suspicious.
I'm here in New Jersey and we call soda, but I know over in some parts they call it pop. I don't know. You know,
I live in Minnesota.
Those people are still 5 years old.
I live in Minnesota. Everyone says pop. I say soda.
No.
Yeah, but if you're going to the pop section, I think of like those little figures, the Funkos or whatever. Like, you can't even say that anymore. Hey, I'm meeting in the pop section.
Does the word pop come from the fact that it's carbonated liquid? So like when it bubbles, it pops.
Yes.
So what does soda come from then? Like who came up with soda? The word.
It's probably a Spanish or Italian or whatever word.
Let me look it up.
It's Japanese for yes.
Origin.
And then the fact that you guys call it in Europe, UK and Canada.
Yoni.
Like I've heard some people just
Pepsi.
Yeah, I've heard some people just refer to it as soda pop. They've just combined the two.
Oh my God, that's the worst.
Does that make sense?
Those are the snowflakes that don't want to offend anybody. That's who they are.
Late Middle English from medieval Latin, the Arabic suwad.
There's some places that call every soda just Coke. So you want a Sprite and you say I want a Coke, but you get a Sprite. Can I get a
cringe.
Sprite?
That is cringe.
What? Whoa, what?
Yeah.
So it's like, hang on, because also if that happens in the UK, if they ask for a Coke, we'll just give them a Coke, and then they're just going to get really shitty at us for stupid reasons because they call Coke everything. What the fuck? Like,
let's see.
Damn, I wanted a Dr. Pepper, man.
So apparently that's in the South, where everybody calls it a Coke.
That's stupid.
It's collective stupidness.
If I ask for a Coke and I get a soda, I'm going to be upset.
But a Coke is a soda.
No, I mean,
what do you expect from the loser, South?
No, I meant like I wanted a Dr. Pepper.
I live in Tennessee. I feel personally attacked.
So just want to remind you, you lost the Confederate War.
Tennessee.
Just want to remind you.
Tennessee.
I
just got to remind people. It's like because you guys lost. Sorry, I just have to say, you guys lost.
So, circling back to those bars for a second, I investigated a little further because I was curious. And of all the references, the original thing for it, apparently, it's widespread. I didn't realize that, but they have different versions in Europe and North America and stuff. And it's highly debated, apparently, but it came out in the 1930s. That's where it dates back to. In a town in Canada. That's about it.
Nice.
So it did come from Canada. Canada wins this one.
That's right.
And even if they didn't, you guys worship these according to the Wikipedia page anyway, so it's yours.
We deserve this.
Prayer bars.
It's irony. You worship.
You earned it.
Yeah.
They need to add that. Yeah, they need to add that to the Canada Wikipedia page. It is also the home to where the true Nanaimo. What was it? Nanaimo bars originated.
My personal theory is someone traveled to Canada and heard this recipe and put it in a cookbook in like the South or something.
Yeah.
And it somehow ended up there and got a different name.
Yeah. Developed probably by a
prayer
who decided prayer.
Yeah, it's definitely
want a prayer bar.
The recipe showed up in a Christian cookbook that just had like a bunch of different names that are Christian related.
It's a Christian cookbook. It came from somewhere in the South.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
I may be biased though, because I'm in New York, so.
And I'm biased because I'm British, so.
There we go. We both have biases.
I'm trying to coordinate with someone who is not Torikin about the Love Death Robots later, because they might join.
Go.
1 second.
Will Scoot join the Love, Death, and
No.
Robots?
No.
Gael?
No.
This soda's so sour.
Mm.
And yet I'm drinking it.
I mean, your Coke is so sour.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the
My
nomenclature?
Pepsi is so spicy.
It actually tastes sour.
Like a hot lady.
Yeah.
Women don't exist.
Oh,
With the
Sorry.
nomenclature.
Sorry. I just saw Salamancer's picture show up and I was like, wait, what? You got more people in the call?
Yeah, there's apparently there's a frame in the movie.
Oh wait, are
where
those
it's a
are
Zoom
those the
call.
directors in the picture?
I'm not sure. Is it? I think
That'll be
so.
awesome.
I think
Bottom
it was one
right
of those
looks like
movies.
Daniel Kwan. Hold on, I'm just gonna.
That's what I
make this-
assumed
I'm gonna
when
make it bigger.
I
How do I make it bigger?
found this frame in the movie. It's like, oh,
I
This
like how one of the background pictures is the bagels.
I
Yeah.
I don't know if that's Daniel Kwan or not. Daniel Scheinert looks like he's the second from the bottom right. If that's those two. If not, I know
Hold on.
I'm pretty positive that Daniel Scheinert plays the sex pervert though. The guy who gets spanked.
Hold on. The directory
Nice.
says users Daniel desktop.
Okay.
Real 5, Evelyn. Yeah. So
That's
I
kinda cool.
guess this is like his computer.
Yeah.
Real investigative reporting here.
Bazooper.
Been fun to direct that scene.
Which oh yeah, the which scene? Because
Everything, every
yeah.
scene.
I really wonder what it was like pitching a movie like this though.
The fucking Russo brothers produced it.
Oh really?
Isn't that weird? Yeah, their names were in the
Oh,
credits.
yeah.
I really
Well,
need to
I
get
doubt
back
they
into it.
produced Swiss Army Man, and I have the same question: how they possibly were able to find funding for that.
Yeah, I
mean-
mean, if you have someone like Daniel Radcliffe interested, then that could literally just be how it gets made. If you pitch
Oh,
it to
yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe and he's like, "Hell yeah," and then yeah, you could just tell
You see the
A24
third
that you have,
Daniels?
you have Radcliffe. Yeah, I guess there were 3 Daniels in that movie.
Yeah.
And also, is there really like a movie that A24 won't fund at this point?
Under
that
the
isn't-
Silver
that isn't
Lake
like-
2.
Well, like
A
I mean-
remake of Birth of a Nation.
I mean like a movie that's like so weird that they're like, nah, we're not doing this.
Birth of a Nation did get a remake though in like
True.
2016.
No, that wasn't based on the movie. I don't think though. I think that was a different thing.
Yeah.
Did you know Birth of a Nation was the first movie ever to be shown at the White House?
Yeah. That's very funny.
That says a lot about America, though. So
It does.
it says too much about America.
Swiss Army Man was A24, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that there were about 8 Roberts who worked on the lighthouse?
Good.
That's funny.
Adam,
Nice.
Yes, what's up?
I'm just curious if you actually thought on checking out the original Birth of a Nation by D.W. Griffith. I'm just
At some
curious.
point. I'm not What?
I mean, not to be
What's funny?
There's
I mean,
an Adam and
not for
Pals.
racist reasons, but for like
Yeah, Adam and Pals.
I watched the fucking no, I watched what that fucking Lenny Riefenstahl movie for the Lion King thing. You know,
Oh, yeah, wasn't
I
that
watched
like a
like
Nazi
literally.
movie?
Yeah, what was it called? Oh yeah, Triumph of the Will. I watched that.
Ooh.
You also watched some very questionable fucking animated stuff by the Japanese for for the Japanese stuff where it had a lot of blackface in there, a lot of really racist.
I watched Kimba. That was the most racist thing.
Kimba was like really fucking racist.
And then everybody got mad at you from the Kimba crowd that you were claiming it was racist, even though it obviously was. They were so mad at you.
Well, their excuse was that Tezuka had never seen a black person in real life, and so
that's not an excuse.
Well, they were saying like Tezuka had only ever seen black people in Western animation and was using Western animation as a reference. And it's like, I don't know if that. I don't know.
So he based it off of racist depictions to make a racist depiction.
I mean, I just feel like at some point you'd be able to find like an actual photo or something. Like I feel that.
I think that they're making excuses for him.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Also, let's be honest. The Kimba crowd doesn't even watch Kimba, so what do they know?
Yeah, that's true.
Apparently,
some of them do.
Probably true, most likely.
I can name a couple that have.
Yeah.
It's like, but again, you've also, it's like, I think the thing that it hits me a little bit, like during 1960s, the majority of people were racist. So you can't, everybody can't just be painted of like, oh, it's just this one person that was racist. The majority of people were racist at the time. It was a period of our time, and we've learned from that. We're not as bad as that.
Yeah.
We've still got people that are like that.
Yeah, it's a product of its time.
Yeah, like the last thing we should be doing is clearing that palette and going, that's never happened, and so on. We shouldn't be tearing down statues and shit like that.
Are you listening, Disney?
Yeah, taking out the Fantasia shit, the really dodgy stuff in Fantasia. That's dodgy.
Yeah.
And then reminds me of Ghost World.
Is Fantasia the only example of that, or wasn't there other movies that did?
Song of the South was completely banned by Disney because it was so terrible.
So they
it's on the Internet Archive.
Yeah, you can easily find it. They just don't produce it anymore.
Yeah, it's not on like Disney Plus. They'll cut it from Disney Plus's release.
Aside
no
from the
Song of the South,
depictions,
fucking 4K.
aside from the depictions in Song of the South, was the movie even any good? That's what I want to know.
I haven't seen it. I've only ever seen like.
I haven't seen it.
They made the Zippity Doodah song that they use at Splash Mountain still.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Didn't they? I thought they got rid of that. I thought they were like, we're gonna change.
No, apparently, I actually just talked to Jenny Nicholson like yesterday about this, and she told me that they made a public statement saying like, yes, this is racist, but then didn't change anything. But that could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe they changed the song, but she told me that they basically like didn't change anything.
You know what? That's the most respectful thing that they've done. That's the most. If that is the case, that's the most respectful thing they've done compared to like removing everything from all the racist bits from Fantasia and not acknowledging it. Like
my theory is that maybe they didn't want to legitimize Princess and the Frog.
I mean, did they remove that that crow song from Dumbo, from the original Dumbo movie? Because that's also depicted as racist.
Thank you.
See if that's to be racist.
Thank you, Drew, for the super chat. Just gonna say thank you. Appreciate it.
You know, there's a lot of things that I didn't realize were racist until I rewatched them, and this reminds me of one good one, which was Cats versus Dogs. I didn't realize how racist.
Oh, I want to rewatch that movie.
Oh, isn't that like another?
Interesting.
Isn't that like? Sorry.
Oh, you can go first.
Isn't that another like creepy early 2000s movie that's like with really terrible CG?
Oh yes.
Well, this is the thing that me and my girlfriend discovered when we were talking about it. I made her watch it. She hated me for it. She still hates me for it. She's not talking to me. But anyway, this was the point. I sat her down. I was like, we're watching Cats and Dogs. And then we watched it and she liked that one. But then I was like, we're watching Cats and Dogs, The Revenge of Kitty Galore. And I had to make her watch it.
Okay.
And then we gathered the rest of my my friend group and we tried watching the third Cats and Dogs movie and we couldn't get through it. It was so unbearable. So the issue with it is they kind of just
Pog Unite.
Yeah, it's not anything like the other two. They didn't continue the story, and we couldn't get. And this is saying a lot because, like, we watch some bad movies when we're bored. We couldn't get through it. We physically could not. It was so bad.
What was racist about it, though? That was...
The first movie was so. Let me say, the third movie came out in like I think 2020, so it wasn't racist. Don't watch the 2021. It's not worth it.
I was not aware of it. It just sounds so funny.
We didn't know it existed until we were looking. We were like, "There's a third one. Maybe it's funny."
I have to torture my boyfriend with this.
Oh no!
Oh my
like god! Have you rated the first? Have you rated the first two Cats and Dogs movies on like IMDb?
I haven't seen the second one.
The first one I really like. The second one, everybody hates the second one, but maybe it's just the nostalgia talking, but I love it. It's one of my favorites. My favorite part is the high cats, but the first one's racist because they just have I don't know what the deal was with the early 2000s movies, but they had Siamese ninja cats that spoke in offensive that spoke offensively.
It's because Hollywood were no longer to make it's because Hollywood were no longer able to do black jokes. They went, okay, let's go to the Asian minority to make jokes out. There we go.
And the funny thing about the second one, first of all, does anybody care about cats versus dogs? Spoilers.
No, you can't tell me that. I don't want to hear it.
It depends how big the spoilers are.
It's not like super huge. It's a minor thing that comes up and is never brought up again. So my issue was I'm not going to mention the main plot of the movie at all, but there is a very obviously cats and dogs hate each other, and there is a very small point in the movie where it is like maybe cats and dogs can learn to like each other because the dog sees that the kittens don't realize he's bad yet because they haven't been grown up and taught to hate the dog, right?
Yeah, that was they
and then like you think this would be like a nice lesson, like maybe cats and dogs can like learn to like each other if they're like taught from a young age that each other are nice. They don't bring it up again. They mention it once, they never bring it up again.
That's so stupid. And in real life, it's true. Cats and dogs can get along. Like
you just have to cut their balls off first, and then they get along.
There we go.
You gotta suspend disbelief, I guess.
It was just really funny.
Also, Hollywood doesn't do as like fucking morale messages like that, especially in films like such as Cats and Dogs. They're just gonna go, yeah, nobody's gonna go see this. It's just dumb shit, isn't it?
No, the first Cats and Dogs movie took off. It was a very popular film at the time. And then the second one didn't. Everybody came to see it, but it kind of sucked. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it sucks, but I love it anyway.
Was the third movie like straight to DVD or something?
I have no idea. I can't find much on the third movie, probably because I couldn't bear to even read about it because I was so pissed off about it. That's how passionately I hate this film. It came out in 2020.
Yeah, it only made $4 million worldwide on a $17 million budget. So very limited cinema release, I'm guessing.
I am so sorry to have informed you all. Cats versus Dogs. Pause Unite exists. There's a lot of fart jokes in it. So good luck.
All right.
Who? Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand why executives think kids like farts.
I mean, my little cousin thinks they're hilarious. So
ever since I was a child, I hated gross out humor.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you're also the only child in the world.
I also think that George Lopez is the bad guy in the third Cats versus Dogs movie or something. For some reason.
Okay. Fair enough.
I could be wrong, but I think that's the voice I heard when I skipped through it to see what happened at the end. But I won't spoil the end for you guys because I know you're dying to see it.
I remember people going to see it in theater because I'm an elderly man and I worked in a theater at the time. I think I was like 14 or something when it was out, and I remember like, oh, we're all going to see it. It was between that and the first Fast and Furious.
I think you picked the right choice, personally.
No. I'm saying that's what people would choose to see. It would be either that. I think what the hell else was in theaters at that time? Pearl Harbor was at that time.
When did Hotel it
was a bad year.
You guys remember Hotel for Dogs? That was iconic.
I remember.
Oh yeah, I remember that movie. I don't vaguely. Well, I remember like seeing it when I was younger, but like the only scene I remember is like from the very end where I don't know if this counts as a spoiler or not. I mean, is it all right if I just kind of spoil the ending?
For what?
Hotel for Dogs.
Sure, go for it.
Hotel for Dogs.
Go for it.
Yeah, there was this like dumb scene at the end in which like all the dogs were like running after the truck and all that, and the kids were like, "Ooh, here, grab this meat" and all that. But then all the dogs like remembered the hotel, so like they all just ran down a different road for some reason. That was pretty unintentionally funny. But yeah, I'm surprised I remember even that, because like the entire movie was so boring.
I loved that movie. I remember the McDonald's toys I had.
So that's it. Hollywood's wrong about people liking farts, but they are right about people loving dogs, and they always use it as like a crutch. Like there's what was that? What was that movie with oh god, was fucking Quaid, Randy Quaid?
Hachi? Hachi?
No.
Hachiko.
No, something with his dog. We got
Marley and Me.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah, all that shit.
I hated Marley and Me. I don't know about everybody else.
it.
I didn't like it.
A lot of people do.
Did anyone actually? I didn't think anyone actually watched it. They just knew what the ending was or what happens to
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the only thing I remember about Marley and Me really is that I was watching it with my parents, and they were both like, "This is rated PG." You sure this isn't like PG-13? Because apparently it was edgy at some parts or something. Maybe just because of like the ending. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Marley and Me. Sorry, go ahead.
No. You go ahead.
Marley and Me is kind of interesting personally for me because my dad is a writer, and he knows a lot of writers. He actually is friends with the writer of the original book, John Grogan, I think his name is. And so I was very much aware of. I'm actually in an interesting position because I have actually interacted with Marley as a kid at one point, like the real dog.
I didn't know it was a real dog.
Neither did I.
I mean, the book is based off of a real story of a guy that owned a dog that was just so very chaotic, and that just happened to be my dad's friend. And so one time I visited. I swear this is all true. One time we were visiting his house, and there was a thunderstorm that was going on during one night, and I was very terrified of dogs because I was so small, and Marley being a very chaotic dog, I was just laying in my bed, and I heard the thunderstorm go off, and I slowly opened my eyes, and Marley was just right on top of the bed, trying to hide under my cushions or under my sheets, and I just like screamed. And I was like, I woke up everybody in the house, and
oh no,
that memory is still in my head.
That's great.
And I don't think that's ever mentioned in the book, but that would be really funny if it was, because then what if it ended up in the movie, for example?
You should sue.
But yeah, I
should sue.
Should sue. But yeah, the author. John Grogan, because he made so much money off of those movies, he doesn't really feel like he has to write another book ever again. So he hasn't really done anything since Marley and Me. I think he does like a couple.
I mean, if you're financially well off from doing one thing, why not?
Oh yeah, he at this point he just kind of lives like a very quiet life, just somewhere in like the woods in Pennsylvania, just with a nice house.
Pennsylvania.
The woods.
I was born in Pennsylvania. I lived in Pennsylvania for a lot of my life. I resent that comment.
My condolences for living in Pennsylvania.
Come on.
I live like maybe I live like 10 minutes away from Pennsylvania, so 0 out of 10.
I love how like in America you always have like have a go at each other for like living in such a shit state, while in the UK we can't even do that because the UK is just not big enough, so we just have a go at people living in shitty cities.
Yeah,
that's the way
like,
you do it.
It's like we just say like if you live in Ramsgate or you live in places like Hull, oh I feel for you. You probably got a couple of stab marks on your body somewhere.
The only thing that my town has going for it right now is like I think a big movie is going to be produced here, so everybody's like excited about that. I'm not saying which movie because I'm not going to dox myself, but
sure. Go dox too.
That's all I get.
Dogs versus Cats 4.
Oh,
The live
goodness.
action version.
God,
It's
I
so
love...
funny. There was like a really bad. There's some because I grew up in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and there were like a couple movies filmed there, and I just remember like there was a movie that like I don't know if anybody was aware of outside of Edmonton because it was like, oh, this is a movie that we filmed in Edmonton. It was called Snow Day. And it was just like it was a dumb kids movie about like there being lots of snow. And it was like, oh, they filmed it in Edmonton because there's so much snow here.
Oh my god!
I remember watching
used all the time.
I remember like I think that was on like Nick at Night, not Nick at Night, just regular Nickelodeon.
Snow Day was
like,
filmed in Edmonton.
Yeah,
at real snow.
Just to quickly mention last thing about Marley Me. It's always interesting whenever people I don't know personally or just like random people on the internet mention Marley Me. I'm just like, it's like a weird, I don't know if it's out of body experience, but just kind of like these people are talking about something that I personally have a connection to because my dad knows the writer, and I've actually interacted with Marley at one point when she was still alive, so it's kind of weird.
That's cool. Must be surreal.
Yeah. That is neat.
I was gonna say you were talking about Edmonton. Yeah, Toronto is one I see a lot of. I think like Enemy. That's where.
Enemy was Toronto.
Yeah, Enemy is a great movie. I need to see that again.
But I will say, from what I've seen, and no offense to any Toronto people, I was like, that's what it looks like. I don't know if there's any alterations or whatever.
It was Toronto. But it's not. Toronto's not usually yellow, if that's what you mean.
No film crew is.
I'm sure it's not yellow. I'm sure there's not giant spiders there, but
yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm guessing there's no like giant spiders like kind of like hovering just over Toronto.
No.
But yeah, I have Enemy on Blu-ray, and I'll admit the first time I watched it, I didn't really like it that much because I didn't really get what it was going for. But like after thinking about it a bit more and watching your video and Chris Duckman's video on it, I really understood the point of it a lot more, and now I really love it. I really need to see it again.
Yeah, I had made some comments about like the hidden meanings, and there's one thing that I didn't quite figure out about it until later.
Yeah, I saw that in the description. That was really interesting.
Oh, I put it in the description? Good. I couldn't remember if I updated it.
I'm pretty sure that was in Stockman's video as well.
Okay.
I was thinking about it, and I've decided I've already given out my state, and my name's on the screen, so I don't really care actually if you know what town I'm in. It's called 33 Cecils, which is being filmed here, and Dustin Hoffman is in it, so everybody's excited about that.
Okay, cool.
I wish I lived in a town that actually had like more movie deals. There's only one movie that was filmed. Well, actually, two movies that were filmed around my area. One in my city that I currently live in. It's called Anatomy of a Murder. I don't know if anybody knows about that movie.
How about the 50th one?
I've heard of it.
And then the other one, which is it stars Jeff Daniels, Escanaba in the Moonlight. It's a really, really bad movie.
Yeah, Jeff Daniels is gone.
Well,
that's later end of his career.
I did see Jeff Daniels in that To Kill a Mockingbird play in Broadway a couple years ago. That was pretty good.
My friend who lives in South Wales, he has a friend who lives in New York, and apparently his friend in New York lives right next door to Jeff Daniels.
Oh,
like literally, it's like he sees Jeff Daniels' wife very often, but like it sees Jeff Daniels very barely. But yeah, like Jeff Daniels just lives right next door to him, which is why my best mate down South Wales is not going to be going to New York because he wouldn't be able to keep his cool around Jeff Daniels because he loves him.
Jeff Daniels married somebody from my area, apparently from the upper area of Michigan, and he actually comes here like I think once a year to like do like a little performance because I think he's also a musician.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The 1 year where he came up here, I think in 2020, he had to do it through live stream through Zoom, I think. And my dad usually likes going to see him because he gets to like talk to him about like his acting career, stuff like that. One of my favorite things that he said when he left the live stream that day was he said, "All right, thanks for everything. I hope to visit the Upper Peninsula. That's what's called up here. I hope to visit the Upper Peninsula at some point in the future. Hopefully not on a fucking ventilator." and then he just cut off the stream then.
Right.
I saw him in Something Wild, directed by Jonathan Demme, which is actually a really good movie that I recommend to everyone.
Okay.
It's got really good writing in it.
I will add that.
What movie?
Something Wild, directed by Jonathan Demme. It's got I forget who the actress is. But it's
Ray
in my old
Liotta.
Town. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's really good in there.
Melanie Griffith.
Why can't I remember her name? Let me look it up. Oh, it's Melanie Griffith from RAR.
And John Waters as used car guy.
Yeah, I forgot
That's
about
funny.
that.
John Waters from Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Oh, I didn't
From
know he was in
Private
that. I haven't seen those films.
Oh, I need to send you a clip of that.
I don't know if I
so
want
funny.
to watch any clips of Alvin and the Chipmunks, though. Their
Yeah,
high-pitched
but-
voices are so irritating to me. I can't stand the
Yeah.
voices.
Yeah, but in the clip,
there's a
the
scene in
clip,
the
they,
Alvin
like-
and the Chipmunks movie where they literally eat poop.
Oh yeah,
Aw.
they eat poop.
Yeah.
Why?
Coprophagia.
Oh yeah,
Kids
but
love it.
like in the John Waters clip
Oh
of like
my
Alvin and the
God.
Chipmunks, they like reference specific
I
John
hate it.
Waters movies like Pink Flamingos.
They
that's
reference
funny.
Pink Flamingo. Okay.
Yeah, it's in this. I just put the link in the
You know what's
description.
fucking weird? There's an IMDb listing for directed by John Waters, and I don't know where I would even watch this, called Kitty Flamingos, where he reenacted Pink Flamingos with like children, apparently.
Oh no.
Yeah, but it's like,
What?
but I haven't seen it, so I don't know to what degree. If it's just a read through of the script, it looks like a table read. So, but
Well,
still,
yeah,
it's
it
like,
just yeah,
it's
it
like
just
to be
says
provocative.
child.
It is.
Yeah, I'm reading the IMDb synopsis right now. It just says child actors perform a kid-friendly table read version
Yeah.
of John Waters' notorious X-rated cult classic film Pink Flamingos.
Where do I even watch
that's
that?
all it is.
It's kind of funny. So I'm on the Wikipedia page for Snow Day. A musical remake is currently in production for Paramount Plus, apparently.
Right.
Like, what?
Who would
Like
watch
remaking
that?
Snow Day for Paramount Plus?
Who would watch Paramount Plus?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're trying Paramount Plus. They're working on some content.
They
with the Halo
spent
show
$1
and stuff,
billion on South Park.
Yeah.
Just
That's
got done
funny.
watching the Halo show and I hated it.
Yeah, I mean the production value is definitely there, but no, it's not.
I don't know what the fuck I would watch on Paramount Plus.
There's only one thing I use
Yeah.
Paramount Plus for.
South Park.
I use the free trial for Paramount Plus just to get a clip from a specific show because it was playing nowhere else. It was playing at Sheen because there was one scene in one of those episodes that it reminded me a lot of NFTs and just how crap they were. And so I just wanted to clip that and use that for a meme. And then after that, I just closed closed my subscription. And that was the only time I ever was like, I want to go watch Planet Sheen, even though it's terrible.
Thank you for reminding me Planet Sheen exists.
I would also like to point out that Snow Day was edited by a man named David Finfer. Finfer.
Wow.
Finfer?
Yeah,
Suspicious.
Finfer. David Finfer.
Is that the new furry?
Yeah,
I'm gonna change my last name to that, man.
Finfer.
What do I have to lose?
Oh, why is my keyboard stop working?
Guess you're
Is he
stuck
hoping
here.
that people misread it and say, "Whoa, David Fincher"? It's like,
Apparently,
It's like, no,
David Finfer is 79 years old and has 40 credits since 1971.
David Finfer, the director of Fight Club.
David Finfer edited The Fugitive.
Wow.
The Santa Claus 2. The Santa Claus 3.
There's a classic. I actually saw Gone Girl very recently.
It's great.
Oh, it's
It is.
fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Gone
really.
Girl's
I watched it
really
recently
good.
as well. It's
really
absolutely
good.
brilliant.
Oh yeah, something I want to ask you guys about Gone Girl is that when I got this Blu-ray of Gone Girl, I noticed that like one of the things I got with it was this like storybook called Amazing Amy's Tattletale or something,
Nice.
and it's all about like the girl who like grows up to be Amy from the movie. Right? It's a really funny book.
Oh, that's
right?
awesome.
Because it's all about I'm curious if anyone else got this.
I don't know if
their
that
copy
came
of
with my
Gone
version
Girl.
or not. I'll have to check. It's I forget. Let's see. It should be right here. Actually, I totally have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't think I've read through this yet.
My cousin got the
It's
special.
really funny.
The special DVD of Midsummer that had like this crazy book in it too, with all the little hieroglyphs and stuff.
Yeah, the
That sounds
Midsummer
fun.
that decides to not fit on a regular Blu-ray shelf.
Yep, I hate it.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
Isn't the one?
Also, it's hard to get out of its sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the first few
Impractical
times,
packaging.
eventually you permanently fucking stretch it, and then it'll like come out easy. But the first few times, you gotta really try. Maybe use a butter knife.
Someone on the A24 subreddit said that the box set for Midsummer looks like a big block of cheese.
It's weird that they would.
They're not wrong.
Put it, like, theoretically, you would want to keep your Blu-ray with your other Blu-rays, right?
Yeah. Like, how do you guys even feel about like special releases like that, where like it has like a weird packaging like that?
It's a movie
really
so
collect.
special, it has to have its own space on the shelf.
Yeah.
So special, yeah.
I gotta
just
pee,
like
I'll be back.
yeah. So special, just like Spider-Man 2. The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where they have like that weird electro head.
Okay, that's cool. Other than the storage, like you were saying, but my cousin, when I go to his house, it's like he has all the stuff like that. Like he has the Inception Blu-ray with the top it came with, and some other things.
Yeah, I don't have it. I don't have anything like that in my collection, although I don't really have much of a collection at all. Most of the time, if I have collections like that, it's for books that I had as a kid, but never movies.
I only have a copy of The Shape of Water, and I just ordered a copy of Willy's Wonderland because that's a wonderful movie.
Yeah. So if we're gonna be talking about like kind of weird packaging for movies, I should mention that like when I got these Dario Argento movies for Christmas on 4K, it's like the 4K packaging like, not only has like the 4K Blu-ray and all that with all these special features, but also this entire fold-out poster. See?
Oh wow.
Yeah, Adam has like a fucking. You have like a version of Suspiria that's like the size of a fucking pizza box. Right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I remember seeing that on the Blu-ray correction video.
Yeah, and I was just talking about like these 4K. I was just talking about these 4K releases of Dario Argento movies that I got for Christmas from Arrow Video. That it not only has like the 4K Blu-ray right here, but like also this entire book of essays, which is like really cool. And this is like entire like fold-out poster, because like on the front here it's just the cover of like the 4K Blu-ray, but on the back it's like it's the original Italian poster. It's really cool. I really have to give Arrow Films props for this like really great packaging. Like
you have a lot of restraint to not hang it up, the poster.
I should.
So, Last and First Men came. This is the vinyl,
forgetting.
and it comes with the Blu-ray with the vinyl. So it's like
Yeah.
I have it on top of my Blu-ray shelf. Whereas the Blu-ray on its own would just be in a sleeve like this, and I was like, well, I guess I'll get the vinyl too, because
It's cool.
Do you have a vinyl player?
Yeah.
I only bought one vinyl for me personally, and that was for the Daft Punk Discovery album, I think. Pretty cool.
If I'm gonna get a vinyl, it'll probably be for Hysteria by Def Leppard. That album is one of my favorite albums of all time.
Is there really much of a difference between the sound quality of like a vinyl versus like just a DVD or like streaming? Because I guess it's like with certain types of music. Because I never really had music that required or was better on vinyl, so I'm not entirely sure if there's a difference.
Yeah, it's like lossless. It's like a fuller sound. If you have to have like a good setup and good speakers to go with it, but
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends. Like if you can't tell the difference, it doesn't matter. But
I mean, I like audio engineering kind of things, so I probably would have heard a difference, but I think I just need to find the right song or album or something. I'm sure Daft Punk's Discovery might have a difference from streaming, but I haven't played the record for a while, so I would have to take a look.
Yeah, I really like Random Access Memories.
I only just got back into listening to the album, mostly because of that recent meme that was going around with the
Giorgio.
What was it called? Yeah, Giorgio.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. What time is it? So usually the final questions thing goes for like 20 plus minutes. So, let's. What I'll do is I will call everyone's name in the order on my screen, and I will you can ask like a final question, comment, or whatever. We'll see how long that takes us, and we'll go until like 4 p.m. It's 3:36 right now, so we can keep chatting for a bit after if we haven't hit that time. So Boards of Cinema.
All right. I think the only thing I have to ask today is are there any good Mark Wahlberg films? Because we were just talking about a bad one at the beginning of this hangout, Father Stu, and like
the
only
Departed?
other one.
No, that was Matt Damon.
That's Matt Damon.
He's in it too.
Yeah. Is Wahlberg in it? He's also in it.
He's in it too.
Okay, that's okay. Good.
All right.
And Boogie
Nights. That's all.
Also, The Happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked, because I only know him from movies like that.
I
still need to watch The Happening.
I would have
It's
to
like, it's an
rewatch I
experience.
Heart Huckabees to know how I feel about it, but I remember enjoying it.
Ted was funny to me when I
It's
was
a long time
12,
ago.
but I don't know if it holds up now.
Ted's only funny if you enjoy Seth MacFarlane's Family Guy humor.
Which I did when I was 12.
If you don't enjoy, if you're not a big fan of it now, don't rewatch Ted. It's literally just Family Guy. But
I don't know if I would enjoy it.
My
as I'm
friend
older.
got Ted for his birthday, and we played 2 minutes of it and turned it off. we were like
Awesome.
16 or something. I don't remember what age, but we were like, no.
Yeah, it's literally
Isn't like 2 minutes before they actually get into like the grown up part of the movie?
I don't care.
It's like the first like 5 or 10 minutes. It's just like the kid having the teddy bear come to life.
I'm pretty sure we watched past that part.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we didn't think. I'm pretty
it.
sure we had seen marketing and trailers for the movie beforehand, and that we didn't massively misjudge what type of film it was.
I just think it'd be pretty funny if like you watched the movie and then you couldn't stand it so much like at the very beginning that you didn't even make it to like the grown up sections. That'd be really funny.
That's what everyone's interpretation of my I don't finish movies thing was. That's what everybody thought was happening with every movie I watched, apparently.
Yeah.
Like every movie is The Sixth Sense, and I don't finish any movie, and blah 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 blah.
I watched part of Ted 2 when I was in Florida because I was stuck in the house of people that like bad movies and are also anti-vaxxers.
Nice.
Very fun. I mean, I mean, Ted 1 and Ted 2 are definitely better than Million Ways to Die in the West. That's a real steamy pile of dog shit.
Oh god.
I don't think I will ever watch that.
Don't. It's there's only one funny part, and it's very at the start. This is the only thing I find interesting, like funny about it, was like he's literally listing off all the things you could die from, and that's the only thing you need to watch. It's like 5 minutes long. That's all the movie is. It's just.
I like the sets from that movie, but I didn't think it was funny at all, to be honest.
I found that's the only bit I found funny was just that one section for like 5 minutes, maybe less. Like of just that was it. That's the only part of it. Everything else is just over the top Family Guy humor. That's all it is.
Salamander. Do you have a is that your comment? It's just that. Okay. Don't make me bring it. Okay. That was a
gone.
That was a troll. All right.
Awesome.
Josh, any questions or comments?
Are you guys excited for Top Gun next week? Or
apparently
not
it's being well received at Cannes.
Oh yeah. Have you ever seen the first Top Gun?
No, I guess I have to now, don't I?
My mom loves the first Top Gun, and I watched it with her, and I was kind of expecting to like it, even though it has like negative critical ratings. But for the most part, it's just bored to tears. It felt so repetitive and stale, and I'm not very excited for the second one either. But I'll go see it with my mom because it'll be nice for us to go see a movie together. And I wanted to take her to see Everything Everywhere All at Once, but she couldn't make it, so I took my dad instead.
Take her to see The Northman.
That's not our type of movie.
I watched The Northman a couple weeks ago, and there was a trailer that was playing for Top Gun, and I just love how the trailer has not been updated since then, because it literally has like one of the taglines that says in 2020.
Bro, I just saw.
Oh, ouch!
I actually
That's
just
awesome.
saw.
That's amazing.
The one theater that I was in, they played an entire scene from the movie, just straight up, like instead of a trailer.
It's
they were
like
doing push-ups or whatever. Well,
some cinemas will do that. Like I went to the Odeon in London, and it's like they provided like the first 5 minutes of Dunkirk.
Yeah,
special
Dunkirk.
viewing.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know if that was specifically like just that one, but it's like I've never experienced anything like that ever since.
It's smart. I think it's smart.
It's like they play that like right before the kids movie.
yeah, totally.
All right, that was all you wanted to ask, Josh? It's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
I was just making sure there was nothing else. Thank you. There's a super chat that's asking if we've seen Smokey and the Bandit. I have not.
No, I haven't either.
No, I haven't.
Classic, man. Classic movie.
It sounds familiar.
Okay. Fablo. Questions or comments?
I've got no questions, but I have got a comment of you're fucking amazing. You do some really great videos. Like,
man.
It's like you were the first person I found on YouTube that did like movie reviews, and I've always followed you since. Like your word is gospel to me at this point in time. So yeah, you're fantastic. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Adam and RLM are the reasons why I watch these types of channels.
Yeah,
I appreciate that very much.
I made my own channel.
Yeah, that's it. Cheers.
Thank you. Ohana.
Oh yeah, I forgot I was here. Hi.
Hello.
Sorry, I was looking at you.
I forgot that exists.
Memes.
I have ADHD. Anyway, hold on. I don't really have much to say. The only thing I can really say right now is me still continuing to beg you not to view Cats vs. Dogs 2020. This is
don't
like
remind me.
I'm not necessarily gonna watch the whole thing. I might just be like, well, this is dumb, and turn it off.
I'm like a physical warning of the future time you're wasting, even turning it on.
Oh wait, did you finish the movie? No, you didn't.
So,
but so how do you know it's bad if you didn't finish it?
Because I skipped through it to see what happened at the end.
I know. It's really I don't take any issue with that. I think it's funny that people pretended to take issue with that for like a week.
Oh, I saw your tweet. I just want to say, did you enjoy I just want to say, did you also find the backlash from that amusing? Because I was reading that and laughing because it was so
the
dumb.
reason why I blew it up so much is because in my mind I was like, I'm just allowing other people to out themselves as being stupid. And I muted all of them, and so I've muted apparently like a good chunk of film Twitter, which was funny.
Yeah.
Which sorry, I was doing something else. What was this about?
I don't know if I want to explain it. Watch the 5-hour video on the highlights channel called "The YMS Doesn't Finish Movies Debate," and then you'll know everything.
It was so grand.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about a different controversy that happened,
No.
like the one where people were complaining about your comments on Moonlight.
Oh no.
Okay.
No, that one was even like less legitimate. That one was even like just people that don't watch my videos pretending to get mad about something.
Yeah. Just like taking clips out of context.
Twitter's canceled.
And I
let's cancel Twitter.
Let's cancel cancels.
Yeah, Adam's opinions will always offend the Marvel Twitter people. They always will, because like Marvel, just as soon as they see something negative, they'll defend that thing with their lives.
I just remember something.
No.
Is anybody aware about the I forgot what her name was. Who played the IRS agent in Everything Everywhere? I forget the actor's name.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
Did
anybody see her like trying to beef with Doctor Strange movie because she was
amazing.
Yeah.
What did she do?
She tried to make some like fun beef with the Doctor Strange movie, saying like my movie is the better multiverse movie.
Oh
yeah,
and it's true. It's a true fact.
It is true.
And a bunch of people on Twitter were a bunch of Marvel people on Twitter were like, I hate Jamie Lee Curtis now. I hope and they were also like, she's never going to be in a Marvel film now. As if
That's
she really
funny.
wants to.
I'm gonna
first off, they probably still will have her. Second off, like I love Marvel, but I can look at something and be like, this is trash, like the She-Hulk trailer, and just be like, this looks like garbage. Like, if it looks like trash, it's trash.
I'm surprised you didn't know about that. That was everywhere.
So bad.
Oh yeah, I just found Jamie Lee Curtis's Instagram post about it, and she said, "No big green screen, marvelous camera tricks for everything, everywhere, all at once. Just old school movie magic tricks. The idea here is that in the multiverse, Michelle's character can fight with both her hands and feet, which I think she can probably do anything at the same time, which of course defies gravity / logic / reality." Yeah.
I don't think she's being very serious. I'm looking at the Instagram.
No, she's not. She's not.
That's kind of funny that people took it seriously.
Yeah.
And people got.
I mean, she's also not wrong. It's a very based opinion.
I think even Marvel fans would probably agree it's a better movie, but they would have to watch it first.
100%.
It's one of those like Parasite complain about Parasite winning the Oscar without having seen it sort of thing.
Oh,
this is ludicrous. I can't believe this.
Yeah, like it's my impression that like a lot of Marvel fans weren't even huge on the multiverse thing because it was too Sam Raimi,
We were pretty angry about it, I will say. I personally despise the movie, but I'm not going to get into that because that ruined the movie theater for me for quite a bit because I'm very angry still.
I'm confused.
We gonna fight after this?
I give like a 7. No,
I see it.
Let's debate.
Like a 7
out
of
of debate.
I just really don't like
it.
Before we continue, Adam, I did have one more thing, and it's going to sound kind of random, but can you do me a solid?
Yes.
Can you name this Furby for me? I've been trying to think of a name. First thing that comes to your mind. Anyway.
Well, the first thing that came to my mind was Jeff. Is that something you're comfortable with?
I think that's perfect. Jeff. I think Jeff is a good name.
Okay, Jeff.
Jeff will work.
That's all.
His name is Jeff.
Thank you.
I'm satisfied.
Jeff. Augie.
Hello. Just again, thanks for all the great content as usual. I mean, I can't imagine the weight that was lifted off your chest when you finally got to upload the Lion King Part 1.
And it's not even finished. Thank you, though.
But it was definitely worth the wait, though.
Yeah, I'm glad I got something out. But
yeah, and well, it just started pouring rain where I'm at. So I was wondering for anyone here if they had any good rainy day, rainy afternoon, like movie recommendations.
Specifically, does it have to be rain themed?
No, just like
what about Rain Man?
Lady Rain's in that movie.
Yeah, if we're gonna do, if we can suggest video games too, Heavy Rain.
Honestly, if you're after a bad movie, Lady in the Water. If you're after a good movie, I suggest The Shape of Water.
I don't like either of those movies.
Have you seen the Before trilogy?
You're Dead to Me.
Yes, and it's my second favorite trilogy behind the Evil Dead trilogy.
But what about a show? You can watch a show because you can sit there all day and watch like any TV show.
Watch a documentary about the water cycle. I don't know.
I haven't seen the new Apollo 10.5. I haven't finished that yet. That's a thing. That sounds like a rainy day movie. The new Richard Linklater thing.
Sure. How about Castaway? Because like there's like a big storm at like the center of that movie. Because like that's the reason he winds up on the deserted island.
Yeah, I think Richard Linklater's films are actually good for that. Because I actually watched the other day. I watched his movie Tape, which was really good.
I haven't seen that.
You should watch Midsummer. It would be ironic because it's nice and bright and sunny there.
Cats and Dogs
you don't have
3.
to worry about what's going on.
The Perfect Storm.
Or Cats and Dogs 3.
Watch The Perfect Storm. That's probably a good rainy day movie.
Thank you.
I like 9. I don't know if you guys remember that movie.
I do.
Oh yeah. The weird like sock puppet things.
Yeah, I love watching that movie on rainy days.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Was there a video game based on that, or no?
It was kind of bad, but I think
it looked like a video game. What I really remember about that movie is that like 10 years ago there was a video where they synced up the audio of the trailer of that movie with footage of Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Oh no.
And 10 years ago, how old was I, like 7? That was just the funniest thing to me. So that's
with like Ed and Eddy sound effects or something.
No, it was literally just footage of Ed, Edd and Eddy, but with Elijah Wood dialogue.
How crazy is it that they made a short film called 9 in 2005, and then it turned into a feature called 9 just in time to be released on September 9th, 2009.
I think they planned that.
Right?
I'm pretty
sure. Yeah, maybe it was done like a year before.
I think I read somewhere that they planned it because they wanted to make sure it was released on that date for whatever reason.
Was this short film based on
smart marketing wise? It makes it seem more like purposeful and planned.
And it's like Dreamcast. Dreamcast got released 9/9/99.
I got that movie from Blockbuster.
Like how Dawn of 2 was released in 2022, was it?
Oh yeah, and the Omen remake from like 2006 was released on June 6th. So 6/6/06.
It's gonna be weird that we're not gonna have dates like that anymore. Like for a couple of years, where like the dates where the numbers just like line up.
Jack and Jill was 11/11/11. Oh, sorry.
Do you think? No, I can't say that. Never mind.
Any questions and or comments from Easy Games?
Yes. You don't have to have a specific answer or definitive answer for this.
Sure.
And this was just kind of something I thought off the top of my head because I don't know. What's your favorite movie that has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes?
How many are there?
Probably a lot.
There's a list on Wikipedia.
Because I was just thinking of that one horror movie, The One Last Call, that has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the only reason anybody remembers it is because, like, if you were a kid that was going through the like the family rental movie section as a kid, like the cover scared you. It's the one where like somebody is like on a phone call and their eyes are like changed to like mouths screaming.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody remembers that.
I do. It was awful.
They made a
We saw it
live
in
action Redline that apparently has 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know if that's like supposed to be like the anime. I'm just trying to find a movie that I've seen from this.
The one movie I definitely know.
Cabin Fever? Oh, that's the remake of Okay, that's not even the good one. I was like,
oh gosh. Ew.
Gotti, does it still have 0%?
Yeah, I was gonna say Gotti's. Yeah, Gotti's. No, wait, isn't Gotti? No,
I thought Gotti.
Gotti, I think.
Yeah, let's see. Rotten Tomatoes on Gotti. Oh, it still has 0, so I guess that would be my favorite.
Yeah.
Because I saw that in theaters.
Yeah. For some reason, I forgot Gotti was on 0% because in your review of it, you mentioned that it should have a 3% because one person actually gave it a positive review. And yet Rotten Tomatoes still considered it 0%.
Apparently the reviewers themselves check the Rotten to fresh or whatever. So that's stupid to me because it's like, well, 6 out of 10, you should probably count that as a fresh, not a Rotten.
Yeah.
That's really silly.
Yeah.
Killing Me Softly? Oh, that's the wrong one. Never mind.
It's
not killing them softly. Yeah.
Yeah. How many of these 0% Rotten Tomato movies are just like remakes of better movies that are just like worse? Because like the One Last Call is definitely like a remake of a Japanese horror film, which I don't think the original movie is all that great either, but it's certainly better than what the remake does.
Yeah, that Cabin Fever like remake is just so stupid.
I guess one other follow-up question just to this is that I know your opinions on Rotten Tomatoes being like if a movie has like a high Rotten Tomatoes score, then it's either good or just kind of average because of just how like inflated it is.
Uncontroversial.
Yeah, but do you think a movie that has like a very low percentage of Rotten Tomatoes is like guaranteed to be bad?
No.
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 Well, because like I know that the tomato meter is like made to be inflated to like have a much higher number, but usually if like it has like a 1% or 2% on Rotten Tomatoes, like a movie does, it's probably either like very controversial or just like not good.
Well, let's see if I can find. So Antichrist is 53, so that's like really mixed. Let's see, what was Pandorum on Rotten Tomatoes? Because that had an abysmal Metacritic, I know that. Pandorum's 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty bad, and I still like that movie. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can find one lower than that. Neon Demon, I don't think it would be
Walking.
30.
That's 58%. That's one of my favorite movies.
I don't know if I could find a movie I like that's lower than 30 on Rotten Tomatoes. And then what was that on Metacritic? Let's see.
I'm seeing Bruce Willis in a lot of these years.
Like
Poor Bruce Willis, man.
Yeah, 28 on Metacritic. Yeah.
Did I just hear poor Bruce Willis?
No, well, you know, I'm just saying. All these zeros. He's on the cover of a lot of these.
Cats vs. Dogs 2020 has an 11%, and I'm sure you'll love that.
Oh, yeah.
It's his fault for being involved in such shitty projects. He's only doing it for the money as well. So, and also, he's probably the reason why the movie's so bad, because he doesn't act in them anymore.
I want to see Avatar 2 with a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes before the tickets are available to purchase. I want to see what that does to people. I want to see what that does. I want to see how it influences the market.
It's fucking like and the fact he's got 3 more planned after this. There's supposed to be 4 sequels, and I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah, I'm not interested in it.
Why? I don't get it.
I'll watch it.
I mean,
I'll pass.
I mean, wasn't Avatar 2 like just completely delayed like infinitely, and And James
like,
Cameron didn't really plan on doing it like this late in his career.
James Cameron announced these sequels like a year after Avatar had come out and was still making money because they were still putting it in the cinemas. And there's been in planning basis for years, and they were saying like, oh, they're going to release them year after every single year, like from 2016 onwards. Then 2016 went past, and now they've been announced here, and now they're going to be released every 2 years. So the first one's this year, then 2024, then 2026, and then 2028.
Are they really that confident in the project? Because like when the ads came on for it in the movie theater, everybody groaned. When I was watching Doctor Strange, the ads came on, everybody groaned.
It's not Avatar 2 is not going to get Avatar 1 numbers, that's for sure.
Oh,
no.
But I have no idea what's going to come. It might be one of those things where it's just like the public conversation has shifted too much. Because now it's not cool to like it. Now it's like everybody's kind of like jaded about it. Everybody's kind of like being contrarian, like fucking Avatar, you know.
I hope you guys all enjoy it. I'm just saying.
I think it'll be like decent, probably. The first one was
it's awesome, man. I hope you guys have a good time.
Yeah, you know? I rewatched the first one recently, and it was not as. I mean, I had fond memories of it when I was younger because it came out 2009. But yeah, watching it now, I'm like, it's okay, it's decent. There's nothing really wrong with it.
It was about as good as I remembered it.
Yeah.
On a rewatch.
It
was good.
Do you think people would enjoy Avatar 2 if they like released it in 3D? Because I don't know if they're still.
They probably will.
I'm sure they will. Yeah.
They'll release it in 3D, but I don't think it was going to be designed for 3D. Because I don't think it's like. From what I can tell, wasn't Avatar designed for 3D and also to show off all these new toys that James Cameron's been playing with?
I'm pretty sure it was released around the time where like the real 3D was actually becoming more of a thing. And it was like not the 3D that was like red and blue 3D, which just hurts your eyes after a while.
Literally, I just feel like 3D just peaked with Avatar and then just immediately tanked it down again because no other really movie that has really focused on that 3D as much as Avatar.
Maybe
and also a lot of movies that are made for like 3D can just be obnoxiously filmed. Like what was that movie, Monsters vs. Aliens, where they had like literal scenes where like they would intentionally have like an eyeball pop out in front of you, and
I hate that.
That doesn't really add anything. Yeah, that doesn't really add anything to the
movie. Excuse me. We're gonna end the hangout. It's been a couple hours.
Bye.
Started on Twitch and then we moved it to YouTube. But I will be streaming on Twitch at some point tonight, and I will be doing a watch along with Love, Death, and Robots Season 3, and I will also be doing that with the Chippendale new Rescue Rangers film. If you wish to join, you need to find your own ways of watching those things. I will have a counter on the screen so that you can sync to it, but I will not be streaming the actual film or show. I will not be streaming the audio or video from it, just my reaction and the counter. And that could be in an hour or less. I don't know. I think I'm going to try and nap and see how that goes. I'm still getting over COVID, so I might work out, I might nap, I might shower, I might do all of those things. But I should be on like an maximum 2 hours on Twitch, but maybe an hour, maybe less. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Thank you for your support. Thanks, everybody. Yeah. I'll catch you.
This is my first hangout. This is really fun.
Thank you. Adam,
thank
feel
you so
better,
much.
man.
I appreciate it.
Take care, dude.